Hello and welcome to the Articulate Outburst podcast. We're continuing through each song on the album, UNSAFE SPACES. This is the second song. This is G.A.M.M.O.N. G.A.M.M.O.N came about, I think, from post-Brexit. There were a lot of extremist liberals on the left screaming unfair, we were lied to, the thickos didn't understand what they were voting for. And there was a little bit of an acidity in the mouths of people that really didn't like the idea that we'd voted for sovereignty. Well, I didn't actually, I voted Remain. But then what absolutely blew me away was how the Remainers didn't accept the result. I knew when I put that cross on that ballot what I was voting for. And I knew that if I didn't get the result I wanted, what would happen. To be told that I was bamboozled by the politics, bamboozled by the Brexit bus, bamboozled by anything else. Most people can see through politics. The people that voted for sovereignty and nothing else. And it was clear to me just exactly how badly behaved the Remain side were. I just really kind of not lost it with them, but just absolutely perplexed. I play cricket, and when you get beat, you look the team in the other eye, you shake their hand, you walk off the field because you knew that they beat you that day. Never got that with the Remainers. The BBC was insidious. Then there was a political kind of backlash. The Northerners, where most of the vote came from, because their cities are changing demographically, had voted for this predominantly. And to be called G.A.M.M.O.N and to refer to as G.A.M.M.O.N as kind of uneducated pork Northerners and angry white people, I just thought was a little bit beyond the pale, to be honest. So we reclaimed the term, and I reclaimed the term and put it into this song. So again, I'll make no further ado. I'll stop it periodically throughout and then we can discuss it. So before the lyrics come in there, it's a little bit lighter on the guitars, a little bit more playful, not as much as it's a little bit ding ding ding, a little bit more lighter, a little bit more mischievous. That was the intention, and I think that's what we've created. And that's really off the bat. You only have the right to be elected. And this is true, our politicians are sometimes held above that. They work for us, and that sometimes gets forgotten. So that's what that was about. And they only work for us, that's expected, obviously. We are their wage and their job. So we are your wage, your job, we are your proof. And we are the northern inconvenient truth. And I'm sure if you do want to knock about with people, first group preference, the kind of people you know and love, and pretend that the Northerners don't exist, or the great unwashed, the oi polloi, which I'll come to in the song. But unfortunately for you, our vote is as good as anybody else's, and all our votes count, and we put you there to do a job, with nothing less. Sovereignty is with the people. I think it's changed a little bit recently. Obviously, people are talking about WEF and UN and all sorts of these overarching globalist organisations that seem to be kind of above Parliament and controlling it. But let's not forget, democracy means people are sovereign. On with the song. So the first chorus is G.A.M.M.O.N. It just spells G.A.M.M.O.N twice. There's a key change that lifts it up, which I quite like. When we play live, the other members of the band sing the first bit, and then I just sing the second raised level. I just think it gives the song a little bit more depth. The words are the words, in your towers of ivory you dictate. In your parliament, you just legislate. At the dispatch box, our dreams are dashed, and you're hoping in your heart to get it passed. And this is like, for example, as soon as the Tories got in, I think a lot of people were hoping that some of the ridiculous laws of Labour would be repealed, that were clearly not working, some of the immigration targets. And they went straight in with an electric car agenda, removing the time, reducing the time when it's going to be mandatory to start manufacturing them. And a few of us were thinking, that wasn't in the manifesto. You never voted for that. I think there's a kind of disconnect between this electric car revolution, which we just know there's not enough power in the country to power them, and this advancing of it no matter what, despite the fact that we can all see that this won't work, for an agenda that's effectively led to Germany having to import Russian gas via China to pretend it's not Russian. Just insanity. But then when that got advanced, you start thinking, well, hang on a minute, that's not what we paid you to do. We did not pay you to do this. We did not vote you in to do this. And all of a sudden, all the green agenda, and I think, well, is it his wife or is he paid by other nefarious people or agendas? And all of a sudden, I realised democracy was an illusion, a real illusion, nothing at all. With an 80-seat majority came in to do absolutely nothing. Anyway, we digress. So the next part is the G.A.M.M.O.Ns go on, but then there's also a subsection which I will discuss as we go through it. So over the G.A.M.M.O.N, I put forward categories for what the working class were referred to. So ultimately, the first line is a simple one, gave you your seat. And that is, we did. We gave those parliamentarians their seat. The onus is on them to deliver for us that voted for them. And again, I think what I've just said is contradicting that. The second line is the working class. And then we digress through what the working class over the years has been referred to. So we've got the oi polloi, the great unwashed, the long ignored, the angry mob, the stamping feet, your gammon meat. So while G.A.M.M.O. is playing, those are the lines that we're absolutely sticking in there because they're absolutely class. They're absolutely brilliant. So then we're into the third verse, which is the battle lines are forming, what will you do? The public are resisting, we'll see it through. We're welling up with anger over this, and we're banging on the tables with clenched fists. And that really was a summary of the kind of frustration certainly me and many of my peers were feeling throughout the last 3 or 4 years. I mean, it got a lot worse with COVID, and that's a different stream for a different day. But I think that history is on the right side of those who oppose the lockdown and the rules. I think history is on the side of those that raise an eyebrow over the solutions, let's put it that way, to stop any YouTube strikes. And there we go. So then we're back into the verse, the third chorus, but the second time that they overlap in, and you've got to say the director's vocal on here with the exaggerated accentuation repeating after me is absolutely brilliant. It's a short and sweet song in many respects. It says exactly what it says. It's a romp. It's a romp from start to finish. And it quite literally says exactly what it says about our parliamentarians. And it reclaims the term gammon from those in the what the extreme liberals. How very dare you? And thanks very much. So again, if you could like, comment and share the video widely, you'd be doing me a great favour. Press the bell to get any notifications, and I'll see you in the next stream. Thank you.